Joe Passarelli here, Joe Passarelli Channel, Joe Passarelli Show. So I get home from working my ass off tonight on a Friday night, and I'm really irate at the quote I saw floating around social media this morning. A quote from a recent interview from one newly embarked MMA fighter, UFC fighter, Phillip Brooks, CM Punk, in an interview with Sports Illustrated. Let me preface this rant by saying, I have been and am still a huge fan of CM Punk. I'm not a mark for him. I'm not actually I have kind of been a mark for him, but I'm not a hater. I'm not a troll. But what I'm about to say is not PG. And I am fucking irate at what I read this morning. I got this quote from NoDQ.com, Aaron Rift, which was extracted from the article that's going to be in Sports Illustrated. Now, I don't have the guy who conducted the interview's name, so forgive me. But I will say, this guy, whoever he is asking some pretty fluffy questions. And I mean, peanut butter and fluff, brother. This is coming from someone who's interviewed plenty of professional wrestlers, Muay Thai fighters, you name it. The gentleman asked CM Punk in the SI interview, what made CM Punk a good wrestler? Which seems pretty basic question. His passion, his ability, the fact that he did it since he was 15, the fact that he ran an indie backyard fed in his teens that did better than some indie feds in Chicago. You know, his whole passion, his whole drive to be the best, the headline WrestleMania. But here's his answer. Well, that's another thing in a fake world. What does it mean to be a good fake wrestler? It's an identity crisis I think I struggled with. It doesn't matter if you're the best. Someone else always takes your spot. Oh, boo, friggity, who, CM Punk. Shitting on the wrestling business, the business that made you a star. There would be no Talking Dead without WWE or professional wrestling. There would be no Thor comic books. There would be no opportunities in mixed martial arts, let alone the Ultimate Fighting Championship, which I still think it's bullshit that you, with no experience, not even amateur wrestling experience or anything, just rolling around a little bit jiu-jitsu, get signed to a contract with the UFC. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Well, anyway, here's Mr. I'm all about being an ultimate fighter now. Never have I seen anyone who embarked on MMA after leaving wrestling shit on professional wrestling so much. Without professional wrestling, CM Punk would not have met his current wife, former Divas champion AJ. He wouldn't have met his best friend, Colt Cabana, or the great friends like Chris Hero, or Daniel Bryan, or Samoa Joe, or Mick Foley, or anybody who has been great friends, or Kofi Kingston, or anybody who's been great friends with CM Punk throughout the years. Sits there, you know, what does it mean to be the best in a fake world? I mean, seriously, you know what the world is. You were the longest reigning champion in 25 fucking years! And you have the audacity to shit on the hand that fed you. Not just WWE, because I can understand where you're coming from with WWE. A lot of people get burned out. A lot of people have negative things to say about certain aspects of the World Wrestling Entertainment. This isn't about what you're saying about the World Wrestling Entertainment and even your crazy accusations toward Doc Amann, which is leading to a lawsuit from the WWE and Doc Amann to CM Punk. Get yourself in hot water on that one, didn't you, Phil? And by the way, I listened to the CM Punk Colt Cabana podcast, both part 1 and part 2. I was glad and thankful that CM Punk at least gave the wrestling fans, you know, the motherfuckers that made you, you know, and granted, your hard work and dedication made you in professional wrestling, not the fans. And I know you're bringing that same approach to MMA. I'm not shitting on you, bro. But at the same time, how dare you shit on what made you? Seriously, CM Punk. Brock Lesnar never said anything like that about WWE. He said he didn't like to travel. Whatever. I could get that. He never shit on WWE, who made him a star. Gave him opportunities to pursue NFL, pursue UFC, pursue all the passions that Brock Lesnar has pursued. I know he's an NCAA champion too, which didn't hurt. But, I mean, even guys like Dan Severn, guys like Ken Shamrock, they give, maybe they don't like WWE, but they always give credit to professional wrestling. Bobby Lashley, Dave Bautista, you name it. You name it. Always give credit to professional wrestling. And enable them to chase MMA, chase their dreams. CM Punk, you're a fucking asshole. You know that? Best in the fucking world. You're not even the top 100 in total fighters in the UFC. You're not in the top 10 in any weight class. Top 20, top 30. Be the top 10 guy. Be the top 20 guy. And I'll shut the fuck up. But right now, you want to carry yourself like the almighty, all-powerful MMA guy who wants to shit on professional wrestling. Oh, and here's another question the interviewer asked him on why more of Punk's friends or comrades in the wrestling business haven't made the move to MMA. And he basically says, guys talk about it, half the guys he knows talk about it, but they are too comfortable in their little safety net doing the WWE stuff. And he's like, I guess I would much rather do it than talk about it. That's paraphrasing there, but I can understand at least what he's saying there. I give him credit for pursuing it. But don't shit on professional wrestling in the process, Punk. Don't shit on Ring of Honor, who gave the opportunity to you to be their champion and even get the WWE contract and have the Summer of Punk. Don't shit on the guys who made you. You've been a lifelong professional wrestling fan. I understand the sour grapes. I understand you're burnt out. I understand your feelings. I understand that you've seen people die in the business of professional wrestling. And where's the reward? How does WWE give the reward to people like you, Daniel Bryan, Dolph Ziggler, who work their asses off? I get it. I get where the bitterness comes from. But that's no excuse. You know what I'm doing today? There's the RICW Tag Team Championship in the background. I'm going to work an RICW show after working last night till 8 a.m. and then working today. I work in a New Revolution game just to hustle back from Foxborough just to get to Providence to do a five-man tag of all things. That's how much I love professional wrestling. So CM Punk, you've been a role model. I give you so much credit for speaking your mind and, being in the position you're in life. And, it's great. I'd love to be writing Marvel comic books. I'd love to be on The Talking Dead. I'd love to have the opportunities that you have had. And you got those opportunities, including your contract with the UFC, because you were a professional wrestler. Yeah, WWE, but I'm not even going the WWE route. You were a professional wrestler. So you know what, Punk? Here's a Stone Cold Steve Austin salute for you. I'm done. I support you. I've loved your work. But everything you said in this DVD is a load of crap. Best of luck getting your ass kicked in the UFC, brother. Best of luck getting your ass kicked by Tommy the Green Ranger. I bet you he could kick your ass in the octagon. At least he's been doing it. I got no problem with guys who have never done MMA pursuing it, like Dave Bautista or even CM Punk. I supported CM Punk's decision to do UFC. I didn't agree with it, but I supported it. And in my heart, I was worried that he might get his ass kicked. I'm still worried. I know he's training hard with Anthony Pettis, former lightweight champion. But, Punk, the bitter bitch bullshit has to stop. You wouldn't have met your wife without wrestling. Some of your best friends without wrestling. Wrestling has made you who you are today. So sour grapes, bitter bitch or not, why don't you stop trashing the industry and the business of professional wrestling and the sport and the art of professional wrestling that made you who you are today. Have fun getting your ass kicked in UFC. I'm going to watch it just to see. You ain't no Brock Lesnar. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's a monster who was an NCAA champion, has the size, the intensity, and yet he, someone who you would think would go back to UFC, signs a 3-year deal, contract extension. Ronda Rousey, the most famous women's mixed martial artist in the world, doing a WrestleMania appearance. Calling